Are you ready to be empowered with hope, faith, and confidence to believe in yourself, to overcome your fears and battle through every challenge and bully you face, both real and in your mind? Are you ready to learn life-changing strategies on how to develop the right mindset and positive mental attitude to courageously stand out in the crowd and be who you were born to be? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Building Warrior Confidence Podcast. Greetings and welcome to another uplifting, life-changing episode of the Building Warrior Confidence Podcast. Well, how are we doing today? Well, hopefully you're having a great day, and hopefully this episode makes it even better. And if you're not having a great day, then great job tuning in, because I'm going to do everything I can to turn your day around. Well, I'm your host, Master Rich Grogan, and I'm truly blessed and so grateful for your time. And this is the Feel Good Friday Weekend Warrior Confidence Challenge. So it's a short little episode, between 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes go a little longer. But it's your little challenge for the weekend. And my goal is to inspire you and pump you up, motivate you, make you feel good because it's Friday. And at the same time, give you a little weekend warrior challenge, confidence warrior challenge to help inspire you, empower you to have not only the best weekend ever, but maybe if you're in a little bit of a rut, to help you dig out of it and start the weekend off feeling good, but then carry that motivation throughout the weekend into next week. Sound good? Well, let's dive right in. This is episode number 337, and the title is Perseverance versus Quitting. Which muscles are you flexing this weekend? Which muscles? Am I talking about, your biceps, triceps, chest, back, legs, abs? Well, it could be. Definitely I encourage you to get a good physical workout in. But the muscles I'm talking about are the muscles that we work every single day, probably without even knowing it, but it conditions who we are, how we think, how we act, what we do. And those muscles are your perseverance muscles or your give up and quit muscles. Like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Of course, I'm talking about those muscles in your mind, right? Are you going to persevere? You're going to battle through when met with adversity, challenges, setbacks that happen? Or are you just going to give up and quit because it's easier? Which one? That's tough, isn't it? That's a wham, a right hook of reality right off the bat. You might be saying, look, dude, you said you're going to make me feel better. I'm not feeling good right now, and all you're doing is beating me down? No, it's good old-fashioned tough love, right? I love you. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm spending time. And by all means, if you're spending time with me, I am so truly grateful, because time is the most sacred thing on the planet. So I promise I'm going to give you everything I got to help build that warrior confidence, help you, empower you with hope, faith, and inner strength to battle through those challenges, struggles, fears, and any bully you face, both real and in your mind. Yeah, to become the powerful, unique, life-changing hero that God created you to be. You're unique. You're special, man. 1 in 8 billion. Good. All right. So kind of start this off. I like to always, time I talk about perseverance versus quitting muscles, I like to talk about kids when they're first learning to walk. Now, if you've got kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you've definitely relatives, or maybe you're an older sibling and you've seen when younger kids are first learning to walk, boy, oh boy, they crash and burn. First, they get to crawling down, and then they get up on the table and they do called traveling. They're holding on to the table and they kind of, or the couch, and they're moving a little bit at a time. Then they wipe out. Then they get back up and do it again. Then they wipe out. Right? That's perseverance, baby. They are determined. I am going to walk. Why? Because they see the bigger people, the adults, the parents. They're all walking around, and they can move a heck of a lot faster than that crawling thing. So they're determined. I'm going to persevere. Now, of course, in their little minds, they're not thinking, I'm going to persevere. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to learn to walk. All they know is they're not giving up because it's something they want to do. Another thing, think about perseverance. Think about a child. And I often say that kids are the best salespeople on the planet. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you tell a kid no one time, do they stop and go away? No, they're persistent. They persevere. They keep battling. They come at it a different way. If you're in sales, oftentimes nobody likes being told no, but Jeffrey Gittimore, a guy that I've had the pleasure of meeting several times, he's got, countless great books out. He talks about sales, and he talks about no is the second best answer you can get. And a lot of times people think that maybe is a better answer. Well, a lot of times those maybes drag on forever. If someone says no, you kind of know where you stand with them, right? Yeah. You can either re-strategize and come back and do it again, or you just like, all right, that person said no, I'm done, I'm moving on. Well, kids, they don't take no. They keep asking and asking and asking and asking and asking and asking until you finally have to say enough, or sometimes you give in and give them what they want, right? Yeah. All depends on what it is. But that's perseverance. Now, of course, the give up and quit muscles, or the quitting muscles, are the first sign of trouble or struggle or a setback. Just, oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. And sometimes that's definitely the case. However, oftentimes, if we get in a habit of giving up, quitting too soon, we're actually conditioning ourselves to do that with virtually every decision. Because what you get in the habit of doing, you do without thought. You get in the habit of, every day you're getting up at this time. You got a routine. Maybe it's working out. Maybe it's having a cup of coffee. Maybe it's getting your kids up, getting going for the day. Now, if you do that in a controlled manner, well, you start the day off great. However, if you're hitting the snooze button many times, you wake up in a panic, in a rush. Well, now your day's already chaotic, right? Oh, my gosh. Now your kids won't get up. Now you're trying to rush to make sure you get them off to school on time. You're running late. You can't find what you want to wear today. Does that sound familiar? And if it doesn't, well, good for you. For me, I lived too many years doing that. It was chaos. And when you start your days off in chaos, man, it takes a heck of a lot to get your day back under control. You're already working twice as hard just to get back to kind of level or even. Well, that's a habit, right? Well, it's the same thing with perseverance and quitting. You get in a habit of giving up too soon because things get tough, life gets tough. Exercise program, I did it for a week. No. Now, here's the crazy thing about exercise and working out. I've worked out literally my entire life. I grew up on a farm, so even at a very young age, baling hay, carrying hay bales, carrying buckets of water, shoveling horse poop into the out of the stalls, into the wheelbarrow, carrying the wheelbarrow out. We had a milk cow. So exercise was always a big part of what I did and still do. However, you would think after all the years of exercising, working out, it would get easier in the mornings, or easier to go out to the garage or across the street to Dave's house where I lift weights with him a lot, or the gym. It should be like, oh, it's just what I do. But it seems like I got to fight that darn battle every single time because my mind says, hey, do you really want to work out? Are you sure? What, you could be doing so many other things. Yeah, that conversation goes on every single time. So what I try and do to defeat that is when I know I'm going to work out, I get my shoes out right off the bat, socks, shoes, lay them out, get my drink made, and therefore I've done the hardest part besides the workout. I've tried to eliminate excuses along the way there because it's like, oh, I got to get my shoes. I got to find where the heck are they at? Oh, I got to get a clean pair of socks. Oh, I got to put these on. Oh, I got to make my sports drink. Oh, boy. So you start making excuses before you know you've talked yourself out of it. Well, that's a habit, right? The same thing. Perseverance. You continue to persevere and battle through. That starts happening without thought. On the other side, you give up and start quitting when things get tough or challenges. Boy, oh boy, you're quitting everything. So, back to my initial question. Which muscles are you flexing right now or have been flexing, and which muscles are you going to flex this weekend? Your perseverance or your give up and quit? There you go. Now, as always, and those that tune in all the time, thank you so very much. And for our new friends just tuning in for the first time, thank you very, very much. And make sure you like, you subscribe. That 5-star review is so very, very helpful because it moves us up higher in the search engines so others can find it. And, my ultimate goal is if you're doing a better job with this episode, we're talking about perseverance, persevering and battling through and overcoming and succeeding, man, how does that make you feel? It makes you feel fantastic. No one feels bad after you win or you overcome or you battle through a challenge. That makes you feel, yeah, that's why I do it. However, when you don't do it, you give up and quit, maybe that temporary satisfaction of, well, at least I didn't have to work out. At least I didn't have to get up. Yeah, that's a temporary good feeling, I guess. But in the long run, man, it starts adding up. You start feeling bad about yourself. Before you know it, you got a few extra pounds. Where the heck did those come from? And then it gets harder and harder. And, when we get knocked down, not a matter of if, but when, it's always tough getting back up. But the quicker we can challenge ourselves, but quicker we can get back up and overcome that challenge, that adversity, that setback, that failure, man, then we're like, okay, we're training our mind saying, I don't care how hard I get hit, how hard I get knocked down. And I'm not necessarily talking about a fight, but if you're a fighter, if you're an athlete, athletes, we all have setbacks. When you think about baseball players, baseball season's going on now, and you fail 70% of the time, but you succeed 30% of the time, or if that's called a 300 average, you get 3 hits out of every 10 at bats. Man, you're making bank in MLB there, baby. 300 average, yeah. But that's a lot of failures to get to that 300. Or, hockey playoffs are going on right now. And matter of fact, our team, I'll give you a little, the team I play for here down in Florida, the Ice Gators, we are going for the Stanley Keg, and not the Stanley Cup that they have in the NHL, but for the men's league, it's called the Stanley Keg. It's actually a keg. And it's got a trophy on top. So we're battling for that, and hopefully we'll come out victorious. We are the defending Stanley Keg champions, so I'll get you updated on that as during the next show. But my whole point is, what you work on, if you condition yourself to get back up each and every time, and then try and get back up quicker each and every time, well, that's what the perseverance muscles you're battling through. However, if you choose to lay there each time a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer, then it becomes very, very difficult to get back up, and it becomes much, much easier to just lay there and give up and quit. And that's the story of life. And life hits you with a series of right hooks of reality and left uppercuts of truth. And some days the hits just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. And you're like, is it ever going to stop? And sometimes they're like that. And I'll tell you, sometimes when that is the case and you know that you have given it all you've got, you've got back up each and every time, but for some reason you just keep getting knocked down. Now you're running out of go-go, running out of energy. Some days, if you know in your heart you've gave it your all, it might be best just to shut it all down, go to bed early, get refreshed, and get back up the next morning swinging away, ready to fight away. And maybe you're hearing this on Friday, and maybe your Friday isn't going the best. Hopefully this has helped inspire you a little bit to pick you up. And maybe, instead of going out and partying tonight on Friday, you go to bed early. Now, I hear it all the time. People go, gosh darn it, I worked my butt off all week. I deserve to go out and have a good time tonight. Well, good. If you've earned it, you deserve it. Absolutely. Let your hair down a little bit. Have some fun. But don't go so crazy that you can't get up the next morning because you did a few things maybe you shouldn't have done, or if you like to tip back and have a few beverages, and there's nothing wrong with that. Be safe. Be very, very safe. Especially, don't drink and drive. But, man, if you overdo it and the next day is shot, and I'm plenty guilty of doing that. I mean, I'm not, I do my very, very best. But occasionally have one, and I never drive, but at a friend's house. The next day, it's like, oh, my gosh, why did I do that? I know. So I'm just kind of warning you. Like you need to hear that warning, but maybe I'm planting that seed, that perseverance muscle. And if you do, but you still want to work on your perseverance muscles, then fight through it and get your butt up and get to the gym the next morning. That'll be a nice reminder, huh? Yeah. So good. Does that sound good? Is that something we can work on? Your perseverance this weekend instead of those give up and quit muscles? I know you can, but of course it's entirely up to who? You. And I tell you what, I have people ask all the time. They'll send emails or they'll write in. Nobody writes letters anymore. But if you want to send me a letter, that'd be great. But Facebook messages, Instagram messages through our YouTube channel, which, by the way, our YouTube channel, holy smokes, is that baby going to town. I've hired a company that actually will, they edit the videos and put in, the words that pop up on the screen and all the music behind it and the images and video clips. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. And what we're doing, and now that being more consistent here, the podcasts are coming out on Mondays and Fridays, and the new YouTube videos, easy for me to say, are coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm mixing some shorts and stuff. I'm learning how to do those as well. And then our YouTube channel is, the @ symbol Warrior Confidence, all one word. Just like, our podcast is Building Warrior Confidence. That's actually the whole name of the YouTube channel is Building Warrior Confidence with Master Grogan. But you just YouTube, put that @ symbol and Warrior Confidence, WARRIOR, confidence, CONFIDENCE. Boom. It'll take you right there. Or the other link, you can type in Grogan's BullyProof and it'll get you there as well. And that's the same address for our website. Both will take you to our website, grogansbullyproof.com, or warriorconfidence.com will get you there. So check that. Go there for if you want to dive in a little bit deeper. But make sure on the YouTube channel you smack that bell, you subscribe. Therefore, you're notified of all the new videos coming out. And please drop your comments in there. With the videos, we've got all kinds of good ones. We've got a couple coming out next week. Will be, let me think here. It's does motivation last? No, but neither does bathing. That'll be one that's coming out. Another one is Life is Tough. I talk about that, and I give the Rocky speech at the end. And another one coming out probably in a couple weeks is The Power of the Fist. And that's all about unity and strength and honor and working together as a team and a unit. So a lot of good stuff coming on. And as I mentioned, this is episode number 337 of our podcast. And the podcast has changed name a few times. Those that have been with me since the very beginning, it started off Kicking Life, and then we went to Grogan's BullyProof, and then we had one or two shows as BullyProof Confidence. But where we're at now is Building Warrior Confidence, which is what essentially the whole goal of everything I've ever done with the Kick in Life or with the BullyProof is all about developing that inner strength, that inner warrior, which develops that confidence, that belief in yourself to stand out in the crowd, to stand up to any challenge, fear, struggle, bully you're facing, both real and in your mind. But you got to have that belief, that confidence, and I like to say warrior confidence because that's that inner warrior coming out. And it was one of the things I teach women's self-empowerment workshops. Talk about all the time with the ladies and say, look, yeah, you're a princess and you'll always be a princess. But my goal is to bring out that inner princess warrior to let you know that you're far tougher than you may have ever thought you are, that you've got the strength, you've got the tools, you've got the knowledge. Now you've got the wisdom and the knowledge to unleash that warrior within if you ever have to defend yourself. And it's the same thing. And I like to think, I talk about our bullyproof armor, and that bullyproof armor is really built off the armor of God, that belief, that self-confidence that, I am something special and I am worth protecting. I am worth fighting for. And that's, it kind of ties in what we talk about with this perseverance muscle. Another video that just aired, speaking of videos now, is a video is called Am I Good Enough? Well, that was a podcast. I think that was a recent podcast that aired as well. So anyway, a lot of things to keep you hopefully motivated and inspired between the podcast and the YouTube channel. So check those babies out and, stay. And of course, as I always mention there, if you found value in this, goodness gracious, please share this with someone else that could benefit. Why? Well, it's one thing for you to be empowered, and that's great. You're working your perseverance muscles. You're fighting against those give up and quit muscles. You're feeling good on Friday, and you're going to have an outstanding weekend because you're going to overcome this challenge that I gave you, the Warrior Confidence Weekend Challenge of persevering and not giving up. Well, think about how great that would make somebody else feel. And then they pass it on to someone else, and they pass it on to someone else. And the whole ultimate goal of everything we're trying to do here is to make society a happier, healthier, and safer place to live. Woo! That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Yeah. Why? Because, happy, healthy people, it automatically makes society better because happy, healthy people aren't bullying one another, aren't being rude, disrespectful jerks, aren't going around shooting up schools or shooting up subways or anything else. Happy, healthy people don't do that. Hurt people do that. Yeah. But also the thing is, if you're more empowered, you feel better about yourself, then you're more aware, you're more alert of what's going on around you as well. See how that all kind of works together? Yeah. Good. All right. So I shared a lot with you on shows or podcasts. You've got all kinds of podcasts coming up, but YouTube videos that are out and coming up, and the same thing with the podcast. And then I'm going to start, hopefully by the end of this month, and definitely in June, I'm going to start having guests on. So what we'll do then is we'll actually add a show. So I'll have guests that will air on Monday, and then Wednesday will be a Warrior Confidence Wednesday, or Wednesday. I forgot what I titled that. Wednesday Warrior Confidence, or Warrior Confidence Wednesday will be kind of the long show with just me, and then the Feel Good Friday will be the shorter show. And I say that, and I look now, and it's approaching 20 minutes. So I get to talking and I can't stop. All right. Good, good, good. Do you find value in it? Fantastic. Well, before we go, I'm glad I looked over my notes again because I often forget to remind you. If you've not picked up a copy of our books, one of our books or both of our books, Becoming BullyProof and I Believe in Me, A through Z Positive Affirmations, you can get those on our website, grogansbullyproof.com, or as I mentioned earlier, you can warriorconfidence.com. They both lead to the same place, and you can pick them up there, or just go to Amazon and type in my name, Rich Grogan, Grogan, and you can pick them up there on Amazon as well. And stay with us throughout the week with Facebook and Instagram. That's both at Warrior Confidence, and once again, it's all one word, Warrior Confidence. And on our website, you can also fill out the little form there, and you get a free PDF of the ABCs to become bully-proof, and it's kind of a bully-proof ABCs of becoming bully-proof, and it's also confidence-building guide for parents and kids there. It's completely free. Just drop in your name and email, and we'll get that zipped over to you. And this is the news I've been working on for some time. We've got some new programs that'll be coming out, and right now, and I probably shouldn't say this, is probably too early, but I'm gonna tease you. We're gonna have 3 different programs, and they won't all come out at the same time, but this is the goal of the first 3, and then we'll probably add some more after that. But the first one is going to be kids who are being bullied or simply want more self-confidence and self-worth, value, belief in themselves, and that'll be kind of a building warrior confidence to become bully-proof program. And the parents, we don't have a lot of kids that listen to the show, but you definitely can. I always encourage folks to listen more than once, listen in the car, because it's all clean, and kids can pick up on something too, or it's a chance for you guys to talk about what we talk about on the show today, the perseverance versus the quitting muscles. You can talk to them about if they're struggling with something, on how to persevere and battle through to get that great feeling and sensation of, I didn't give up, I battled through, I reaped the rewards, yes, and that's so much more fulfilling than just giving up quitting. But anyway, the show for parents and coaches and athletes, want that extra boost and push, want that warrior confidence. But that first program, it's kids who are bullied or, who actually, if they're being bullied right now or just want some more self-confidence, or you want to give them that protective shield, that bully-proof armor, that'll be the program for them. And the next one is athletes who want some more self-confidence to perform better at their sport, to excel better, to have that self-belief, that self-worth, to get back up after a struggle or a setback. Baseball players, if you're in a slump and you can't hit, or hockey goalies, or all hockey players. But my youngest son's a goalie, and sometimes goalies that talk about, one night they go out and, well, I'll give you an example. Emmett's my youngest son, the hockey goalie, and he had what did he make? 47 saves the other night and had a shutout. Although it was a shutout tie because the other goalie had a shutout as well. But his team was outshot 47-12, I think it was. So he made 47 saves, got the shutout, but didn't get the win. But he was proud of himself. And then the next night he goes out and literally he let in 3 goals on like 4 shots or something. So between periods, just had a chat with him. Sometimes those things happen. Just keep that confidence up, keep your head up, make sure your positioning's good, and it's those little reminders. But that's what that other program is for athletes who want to excel. And then for adults, and this will probably be the last one to come out because I want to make sure each program is geared for the intended audience. There'll be a lot of similarities, but as far as the confidence building, but it'll also be catered for the intended audience. And it's for adults and coaches who just want, and leaders, business leaders, and maybe you own a business, or maybe you just want to get ahead in the business world, or maybe your relationships, you just don't feel as confident. Maybe you're in the dating world, or you're struggling with your relationship with your spouse, or struggling with parenting or coaching, or as I mentioned, a business owner. So that's who it's going to be for adults who want more self-confidence to stand up for themselves, get ahead in life, and of course live, I like to call your best kick in life. And those new friends of the show, Kicking Life's all about not if, but when life kicks your butt, you're kicking back with just as much force, strength, power, belief, confidence. So you're kicking life's butt and living the life you were born to live. Woohoo! Sound good? All right. So, perseverance versus quitting. Which muscles are you flexing this weekend? Well, like I mentioned, please give some comments, shout outs on our social media channels. Check out our YouTube channel as well. Like and subscribe to that. And if you found value in this, please share it with someone else that you know can benefit. Good? All right, guys. Thank you so very much for listening today. I'm truly, truly grateful for your time. And like I said, I hope this is exactly what you needed. And as a reminder, you're a unique gift from God. We all have the power to be a hero in our own life. And then not only that, but the lives of others. So keep believing in yourself. Continue building your warrior confidence. I love you. God loves you. Please share that love with the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best, and I promise you'll be your very best. God bless you. God bless your loved ones. Can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Have a blessed day, everybody. Thanks again for listening. Bye-bye. Thank you so very much for listening today. I am truly grateful. My goal is to empower millions of people with hope, faith, and confidence to believe in themselves in order to make our society a happier, healthier, and safer place to live. But I can't do it alone. So if you found value in this message, please share it with someone else who could benefit from it, and by subscribing and leaving a 5-star review. Be sure to pick up copies of my books for yourself and someone you care about at www.warriorconfidence.com. Also, remember to stay empowered throughout the week by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Facebook and Instagram pages at Warrior Confidence. Thank you again, and have a blessed day.